Hello, namaste. Welcome to this section called Balancing Act. So it's quite a clue in the title. So let's start. I'm going to come up to stand. So taking your time. I have a couple of bricks ready just in case, if you need that, if you need wall space, then we can adjust where we're standing. But for now, let's come into Tadasana Mountain Pose. If this is your first sort of starting point of practice, just give yourself a moment to check in, noticing how you're feeling physically and mentally, finding the rhythm of the breath, breathing in and out through the nose, feeling that breath filling and expanding into the ribs, the whole of the trunk of the body, and softening and easing as you breathe out. Let's just get the arms moving, shoulders moving, just get some energy flowing. So feel free to adjust your stance a little bit. Let's breathe and sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, lowering the arms down. Do that a few more times. Go again at your pace. Breathing in, feeling the expansion from the heart to the fingertips. And again, breathing in, reaching out and up, and we can stimulate the feet a little bit at the same time. So they're prepared for our balancing practice. So you could sweep the arms out, lift the heels a little bit or a lot. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Do that one more time. Then let that go. Pause. You can shake out the hands, the arms. You could shake out the legs a little bit. Let's do a little bit of loosening for these leg muscles. So if you've taken the sort of the leg section before, that's great. The legs are primed and ready. If you're starting afresh, we'll just add one more little movement in to get the legs ready to help us with our balancing. And we're just doing this little flick of the foot right from the toes to the hips. So flick, and we're going to cross the body, flick. So it's not kick and swing, it's a flick to loosen the leg muscles, flick. And again. And we'll do one more of those, just loosening up a little bit through the joints as well. Let's do that on the opposite side, flick. So it doesn't need to be a big lift. Loosening out the legs. Around the feet a little bit. Again, don't be too forceful. Be nice and soft. There's room to be a bit more vigorous. I'm going to explore that. I think less is more for this one. Do one more of those. Wonderful. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what's going on. We're going to come to the top of the mat. And you may want to just check this movement out first before, rather than looking at the screen at the same time. I'm going to step back with the left leg. So we have this lunge position, back heel lifted, right knee starts to bend. So that right shin bone is vertical. So this is the starting point. And we're going to take a twist here to both sides. So first I'm going to breathe in, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, twisting to the right side, expanding the arms. So you're trying to rotate the trunk of the body. As you inhale, you'll come back to the center. And then you exhale, rotate the other way. But without the leg sort of swaying too much from side to side where possible. So let's start together. Now we've just had a little bit of a visual. Find your stride. It could be shorter if it needs to be, or deeper. And we'll do a couple of rounds together. And again, you can go slower or fast if you prefer. So back heel stays lifted, inner thighs hugging inwards. Let's breathe out first. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist and open to the right side, to the right leg first. Inhale, bring the arms back up vertical, trunk turns back to center. Exhale, the opposite way to the left side. And do that 2 more times to each side. So you're breathing into the center, exhaling to the right. Inhale, center. Exhaling to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhaling to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. That's our 3 sets. Inhale, come back to the center. And this time as you exhale, lower the arms and step the feet back together. Just pausing at the top of the mat for a moment, feeling that work. So flowing balance. You need to just extend, shake out the legs a little bit, go ahead and do that. And then we'll try that little sequence on the opposite side. So this time the right leg goes back, find your stride, flex that front knee. Think tailbone is sweeping down, slightly forward. So we have that engagement, feel a little bit more stability there through the legs. And we start with the rotation to the left, 3 on each side. So you can do them with me or you can go at your pace. You breathe out first. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, rotate to your left. Really so you get that spine turning. Inhale. Good. Exhale to the right. Inhale, that's 1 round. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, last round. Exhaling to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhaling to the right. Inhale to the center. And as we exhale, feet come together. Arms relax. Pause. Find that connection to the earth through the soles of the feet. Shoulders relax. Finding that neutral spine. Steady breath in and out. And then go ahead, shake out the legs. We'll come back to the middle of the mat. And let's just widen the feet to about hip width. Just ease out those hips before we move through to that, through to our next balance. So just gently, a couple of rotations one way, then the other. And then let's relax, ease out the hips. Going to go to the top of the mat again. I'll give you a quick visual first, and then we'll work on this together, or you can slow it down if you prefer. So we're going to work in some more flowing balances, and they really require a little bit more connection to strength as well as focusing your attention. So in a moment, what we're going to work on, and we're working on sort of slowly transferring the weight into one foot. I'm going a bit quicker for the demonstration. I'm going to bring one thigh up into this right angle position, flexing the front foot. Arms reaching down, fingertips reaching down. And then we can soften both knees, hinge forward. So we come into this flowing Virabhadrasana 3. I'm going to inhale, keep knees soft, almost like you're uncurling from like a cat position. Coming back up, and then you get it. I'm going to extend back. So I'm going to do this 3 times. Okay, so that's the demonstration. Let's go ahead, recenter. If you've had to go with me, just shake that out the legs. We'll stand on the left side, just try and follow the instructions. Feet not too wide. Don't be in a rush with this one. So slowly then, let's transfer the weight into the left leg. Just breathing steady here for now. So bring in that right leg. It might not be that high. That's absolutely fine. It can be a little bit lower. Take a breath in. Exhale here, and we'll begin with the flow of 3. So as you inhale, knees soften a little bit, the leg extends back. As you exhale, rounding up through the spine, bringing that leg forward. Send your breath, half a breath at each movement. Inhale, extend the leg back. Exhale, really hugging in as you come up. Last time. Inhale, reaching the fingertips back as you send that right leg back. Exhale, bringing the leg towards you. And as you breathe in this time, place that foot down. Exhale, relax. It's a little quicker movement. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what's going on. This time it's going to be the left leg that's moving, right leg, you just pause for a moment. So it's not a big range of movement. Maybe really concentrate on getting the breath to help you with that shape. So finding your base, slowly transferring the weight into that right leg as the left leg lifts up. Okay, it might be high, it might be lower. Breathe out here. Really active as you inhale, hinging forward, left leg goes back. Exhale, almost rounding through the spine to help draw that thigh back up as you breathe out. And again, inhale, left leg back, chest forward. Exhale, 2, got one more. Inhale, reaching the leg back, good. Exhale, don't worry if you wobble. And as you breathe in, pop that left foot down. Shake out the legs. Wonderful. Come back to the center of the mat. Loosen the hips, a couple of hip circles one way. The other. And don't worry if you're wobbly. You know, we have days like that. Wonderful. Change direction if you haven't. Easing out the legs. Wonderful. We're going to move on to our next balance. And we may need a brick here. In fact, let's use a brick. If you know you don't need a brick, we're going to see if we can move this into a version of half moon Ardha Chandrasana. So stand lengthways on the mat. Have the brick in your hand ready, in the left hand. So it's already there for you to put it into position. I'll give you a quick visual. This is where we're going to turn the left foot out, left knee bends. I'm going to move down to the earth until slowly we can find that shape. I'm going to retrace our steps and come back. That's where we're going. So let's set up for that. Feet a good stride apart for you, feet parallel, brick in left hand. Let's turn out through that whole left side, or left leg, I should say, pointing the toes to the top of the mat. And then allow that left knee to bend. And we will turn the chest a little bit, but not so much. It's trickier to get out of the shape once you've collapsed into it. So slowly aiming the brick to the little toe side of the left foot. Walk the right foot in a little bit as you walk the brick away. And see, both knees are bent at this point. Right hand, right hip. See if you can engage that standing leg, lifting up that right leg still. Soft until the point where I feel I can extend it away. Spiraling the chest towards the sky. Lifting that top arm up if it's willing. Steady breath in and out. Think navel hugging to spine. And see if you can retrace your steps. Depending on where you've gone, just take all the time you need. Easing through, walking back, coming up, turning the left foot in, and we're back in the middle. I'm going to move straight to the other side. So spinning out on that right heel, brick in right hand. Make sure you have space. I'm just going to move over a little bit. So I turn a little bit so I can start to see where I'm going. Taking the brick to the little toe side. walking the back foot in a little as you take the brick away. Find that point, don't overreach here. Both knees bent, hugging navel in towards the spine helps you pick up this leg and engage the standing leg. Spiraling the chest, then extending the leg, really active. You're not locked in here and rigid. There's still a softness. Maybe that top arm comes up, turn the chest a little bit more towards the sky. Steady breath in and out. If you're wobbly, you're wobbly. You can use the whole of the wall space to help you with this. Wonderful. When you're ready, just see if you can retrace your steps, layer by layer, easing back, coming up when you're ready in your own time and bringing that right foot to parallel. And then you can pop the brick down, heel to the feet, step the feet, jump the feet, give the hips a little shake out. Good work, lovely. So now we've worked maybe through a few standing balances, we can add something that's a bit more familiar, and we work into Vriksasana. But Vriksasana with a slight difference. You're going to go and grab your brick. If your bricks are a little bit small and you've got sort of slightly larger feet, longer feet, you can have the bricks one end on the other, so you have something to stand on. So we're going to heighten our awareness by stepping on a brick. So you're going to step with your left foot onto the brick. I'll give you a quick visual and you know where you're going. So basically, we're lifting, I'm going to find tree. So this is quite nice, where you could rest the heel on the brick and turn out, particularly if you find this a tricky shape, or the foot creeps up. Trying to avoid this sort of throwing out of the outer hip, drawing that hip up, in and up. So find a brick, find your space. I'll get rid of one of those. We're going to step the left foot onto the prop. And just feel that difference of coming and standing. So the heel might be lifted, this right foot, toes might still be on the floor, hands on hips. And at this point, really feel how those outer hips are moving in to this center line of the body, in line with Shoshana, that energetic channel. Fix your focus, maybe keeping the toes on the floor and just resting the heel on the brick for your version of Vriksasana. Or see if you can start to bring the sole of that foot to the calf muscle. Feel free to go higher. Again, try and avoid the inner knee. Again, drawing in and up. And see if you can find a sense of steadiness, this steer and sukha quality that we're always sort of trying to find that balance of. If it's a wobbly day, if you feel wobbly, stop, come out. You can always have another go. Really feeling all the time the adjustment of my connection with the earth. Now, when you feel ready, as you breathe out the next time, release that right side, pop that right foot on the floor, step off the brick, pause for a moment. You may be feeling a real sort of change from one side to the other, some way, or a sensation of right and left. And we'll prepare, we'll move to the opposite side. So this time the right foot's on the brick. And when you feel that you're standing on that brick, that left heel lifts, out hips moving in, hands can be on the hips. Good. Your version, either just skimming the heel to the brick or the inner ankle, or sliding the sole of that left foot to the inner right calf. And feel free to add any arm variations. Feel free to go deeper in the left side, bringing the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. And if you wobble out of this, just pause, you can begin again. Just see if you can really settle down on feeling a little bit more steady and comfortable. Take a couple more breaths. Wonderful. And slowly drawing the knee, the left knee forward, releasing the left foot down, easing off the brick, stepping both feet now back onto the mat. Pausing for a moment. And then we'll shake out the legs. We'll move any props to one side. Maybe if you've got a wall space or a table or a chair close by, so we'll just take a little right angle. I'm going to go to my desk over here, pop my palms onto the tabletop and just hinge back, easing the hips back, trying to keep the hips and ankles in line, relaxing into the back of the heart. Feel there's a sense of length and ease and release. And just encouraging the sense of balance through left and right, front and back, top and bottom of the body. And if you're ready, you can soften the knees, walk the feet forward, ease the body back up. We'll go ahead and move to the wall space so that you could take legs up the wall or legs over a chair, just to counterbalance all that physical attention that the legs have had and the core of the body's had in the balancing practice, and using that as a little restorative realignment for the body. So go ahead to your wall space. Take any props that you need, make sure you're warm enough, and use this as a way of just consolidating those few balances. And it's always so important to give the body time to embrace and absorb the effort that we've put into the practice. No effort is wasted. Allow yourself, once you've found legs up the wall or over a chair, and the back relax a little bit. Giving the body some physical rest. Restorative qualities always needed at the practice, at some point in the practice. And concentrate just on that natural flow of the breath in and out. If you're at the wall space and you want to explore and do wide legs or Baddha Konasana, you want to try a rolling bridge at the wall, all of those are optional depending on where you feel you are in your practice. If you're quite happy just being still, stay with that. Allowing the legs that benefit of being inverted. fully aware of that wonderful inhalation, exhalation through the nose, filling into the lungs, gently expanding and then softening. And each exhalation, feel that you're relaxing and releasing, easing away any tension that might be there. Each exhale, just letting go back into the earth. And of course, you can stay as long as you like with the legs up the wall. If you have time, stay a little longer. Or if you feel you'd prefer to come into Shavasana, then mindfully hug knees in towards the chest. Carefully, slowly, in your own time, roll to one side. And then you can come back onto your mat. You want a blanket or a bolster under the knees, a cushion for the head. If you have time, you can set up for just a few moments of Shavasana. If you feel you're content to stay with legs up the wall, then you can linger there just a little bit longer. But taking time just to be still, letting the body absorb the effects of the practice. And I'll let you enjoy just finding that space and continuing in Shavasana or legs at the wall for as long as is comfortable for you. And taking your time when you're ready just to close your practice. So now Om Shanti, thank you. Enjoy relaxation.